What's up, Archie Beatz here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my home studio. This is the all-new TimewARP 2600, which is the only true emulation of the legendary ARP 2600 on the market. And this was also endorsed by the original creator of the ARP 2600, which shaped the sound of an entire era of music, from electronic legends all the way to R&B legends. This bridges the gap between the digital and analog world. And this is the first thing that I created after I hit the activation button of this plugin. The TimewARP 2600 is equipped with 3 VCOs, all capable of generating audio bands and low frequency signals. It's equipped with 1 low pass resonant filter, 1 sample and hold, and with that 1 sample hold, you have the option of using internal, external, or MIDI beat clock. You have 1 ring modulator, 1 noise generator, which is very important when it comes to blending that right sound with synthesizers. And what's cool about that, you have the option to generate white noise and red noise. It has 2 envelope generators, 1 ADSR and 1 AR, the envelope follower, and 1 VCA with 2 audio inputs, 1 linear control, 1 exponential control input, and you have an initial gain control right up front. With this, you get 4 plug multiple modules, 2 stereo reverb, output pan, you have 2 inverter modules, both with attenuatable inputs. So you can crank it right up soon as it comes in the input of these actual inverter modules right here. And with the preamp, you have the option of stereo or mono. And today's video is brought to you by Air. Air has a ton of awesome plugins, from instruments all the way to dynamic processor, EQs, effects processor, and the GUI of these plugins are really fun to use and it looks really great and they're really quality plugins. And if you guys are interested in the TimewARP 2600, it's a really awesome instrument and it's endorsed by the original creator of the ARP 2600 and it sounds really great. Don't take my word for it. Look at the reviews online and look at what everybody is saying. If you're interested, check it out in the description below. And if you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss another video. Thank you. We're gonna jump on the screen and then we're gonna show you guys how to change up the skins and some settings on here. Let's check it out. And here we go. This is the session. As you guys can see, and just was vibing and I just played it all on this and the drums on the MPC. Really fun stuff. But this is the instrument. Now, important, you can change the scale and the size depending on your screen to fit your screen. And also when it comes to the skins, you have options here. You can change up from the Blue Marvin. They have the Blue Marvin, the classic TimewARP 2600 right here. And you can go to the gray right here. And then you have the black and orange. Black and orange is cool. Let me jump back to the Blue Marvin and tell me which one you guys like. Comment below in the description. Which one do you guys like? I'm gonna go over the GUI at the same time. As we talked about the preamps right there, your envelope follower, the ring modulation, everything's here. The VCO, and as you guys see, the oscillators, the initial oscillators right here, which are going out into the initial filter frequency right here in this section here, which is a VCF. We have all the oscillators here, LFO down here. We have our noise gate down here. Remember we talked about the white noise and the red noise that you can generate down here, which is really awesome. And I like this screen that's down here as well. We have our key bed down here along with our transpose and pitch bend. You guys see I manually do it on here. I manually do it on the board here, but if this was a physical unit in front of you, you can actually play around with it and touch it and go crazy over here. This is equipped with tons of instruments, and we have right here, this is the slowly evolving orchestra. So one of the coolest things about the 2600 is that it is music creator driven. What they did is, as you can see up here, they've featured several different patches from amazing creators, amazing musicians here. We have Lisa Belladonna, Bruce McPherson. They have some Robert Rich, some really heavy hitters. Really amazing that they've done this and organized this. So if you can select their instruments and their patches in here just like that. And here you can also go through the categories of lead, bass, brass. They really organize and categorize the presets for you. As you can see right here, this is where you can drop down. So if I select a artist and creator over here, you can basically drop down and go through all of their instruments here. So let's talk about the lead. and why does it sound the way it sounds. So we have the 3 initial oscillators here, and all of them are doing something. They're doing something very important. We have 2 saw waves working here and a sine wave. The saw wave is coming out from the initial first oscillator that is going into the VCF section over here, the ring mod over here, and this is the ring mod level. We have our VCF level for our ring mod level at -6 over here, and it's going into here. Let's skip over the sine wave, and we're going to talk about where the saw wave is going. So we have the 2 saw waves here. This saw wave is going right next door, and once you click the levels, you can see where it's going. The VCF VCO1 level is -4, and all of these are doing something. So, and then the sine wave is going all the way over here to the VCF ring mod as well. It's going to another ring mod section from the VCA in the VCA section. Over here, as far as the VCO3, the initial oscillator frequency of number 3 is the pulse is going out. The pulse is going out into, let's get that back here because it's going to lose some spunk here. Let's put it back in this section here, and this is turned and cranked all the way up. The pulse is going over here, and it's also going into the VCF section over here as well with the initial frequency. So if we go over here to this frequency over here, the coarse frequency, you will hear a sweeping effect like going on like a parametric EQ or some sort of, you're going through the frequency. So if you're doing a mix, that sweeping sound you hear is the frequency, the coarse frequency here, and we can fine tune it. So all of the initial oscillator frequencies are coming together to form the sound of the instrument, along with a few things like, for example, reverb that's hardwired, and it has its own separate channel left and right. So now let's show you how to combine noise and get a little better understanding with noise so you all can know how to use it to your advantage. Here is the noise generator section. What we're going to do is, so you guys can get a good idea of what the noise is, we're going to crank it all the way up so you guys can hear it. White noise, it's up there on the frequency spectrum. It's higher up. Low frequency is red noise. So it goes from red noise, which is 100% down below, 100% red, and then we have pink noise right there in the middle of the frequency spectrum, and then the white noise. Just think of it as this. The higher it's up on the frequency spectrum, say 20 hertz to 20K. At 20K, it's completely white, and you're going to be able to audibly hear the difference now. So I got it all the way up. You don't hear anything, and the reason why is because we haven't initiated it on the VCF yet. So as I turn it up, it introduced noise into our VST. Now, that's enough. We have it cranked all the way up. So just to give you guys a good example of what white noise to pink noise is, it's going to sound a bit more muffled as I move down to red noise. Hear that? And you start to get this proximity. When you hit red, it's like this low rumble. You can actually use that to your advantage. For example, I use noise to get a little extra clarity up top, a little extra sheen, a little extra just perceived detailed right there on my lead instruments and on my bass. And that's how I use noise to my advantage. So this entire VST is designed for you to sculpt, to mold, to patch in, to patch out, and then create a sound that you are happy with. That's never been heard before. So you get in here, play around with the envelopes, patch in, patch out, patch into effects, patch the oscillators out into the voltage processor, do whatever you want. This is a playground. So if you all enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you comment below on what is your favorite color out of these synthesizers and what type of music would you make with these. In the beginning, I created that song because it was the vibe that I felt in the beginning of just opening this up and activating it, which is, that's what creativity is. It's wherever your mind and your creative heart takes you. That's where you go. Don't forget to check out TimewARP 2600 in the description below. And don't forget to be great and create. This is your boy Archie Beatz, and I am signing off.